Disclaimer. I don't know anything about the TVs and their resolutions. I was too lazy to fact check it. Enjoy. June 25th, 2021 was a pretty special day for Mario fans, as a new Mario Golf game was released. Not only that, but it was the first home console Mario Golf game in 18 years. To put that into perspective, somebody could have been born and graduated from high school the same time that it took to have another home console Mario Golf. I think that's pretty nice. On top of that, the last Mario Golf game came out for the 3DS on May 1st, 2014 in Japan, May 2nd in North America, and May 3rd for everyone else. Yeah, Russia. You don't get the games the same day as we do. Take that. Bad joke aside, it's interesting to think that Camelot, the studio behind the Mario sports games, took 7 years to create the new Mario Golf game. 7 years! I thought that already started development when Mario Tennis Aces came out. That would still mean 4 years of development, which is one less year than what Odyssey took. So, needless to say, people had pretty high expectations. Especially after the trailer shown in the Nintendo Direct, it was also revealed that the game would be supporting free updates, with more stages and characters. Yikes. That's like page 10, article 7 of the Forbidden Game Features Handbook. When the game came out, the reviews are mixed. To directly quote a review, Mario Golf Super Rush may eventually be a great game, but for now has to settle for being a good one. The new modes help liven up the gameplay in a way that some players are sure to enjoy, and the golf adventure gives you something to do beyond the usual stuff. I can take or leave the new swing meter, but I can easily imagine options being all over the board at that point. Ultimately, however, I can't ignore the relative lack of courses and online options available in the launch version of this game. This review highlights the fact that people don't like a half-baked experience. It's like, you wouldn't order a chicken in a gourmet restaurant, get it raw, and then have the waiter tell you, it'll be cooked in a free update. You'll end up getting sick. Then when you hear that the chicken is finally cooked when the update comes, with the lackluster experience that you got from the place before, you won't want to try it again in fear of it being raw again. So all in all, people think that the game is like a chicken that isn't cooked. This means that a game in development for 7 years has a problem that makes people not want to come back. In most of the reviews that I read, that was the only real complaint. Lack of content. Nobody seemed to acknowledge an even bigger problem. One that is so game-breaking that it sends the course of the world off of its path. And that is pixels. Ever since the first game, they've been there, lurking in the shadows. In Super Mario Bros., pixels were present. In all the games have sprites, pixels are essential. Undertale, Celeste, Mario's Mystery Meat all contain pixels. They have been followed by the video game industry. Watching, waiting. The transition from 2D to 2D, pixels were joined by 3D models made of polygons. The pixels took up a job called texturing. I didn't fact check this. They were the building blocks to make Crash Bandicoot's face, Sora's Keyblade, and everything that had a 3D model face or texture. It's still like this today, I think, but back to the places of Mario, Toad, and Bowser from Mario 64. Unless you're nostalgia blind and think that the game has no flaws, you notice that they look kind of pixelated. As resolutions of TV screens got better, so did the graphics that are being displayed. A side effect of improving the possible resolution is that older games will look noticeably worse on a TV with higher res, which is why games like Skyward Sword, The Wind Waker, and Twilight Princess got HD remakes. That and money. Nintendo likes money. But wait, hold on a minute. How does this have anything to do with Mario Golf? Well, take a gander at this. Notice anything strange? I sure do. If you don't, then look at a side-by-side comparison of Mario Golf World Tour's graphics that I mentioned before and Mario Golf Super Rush. There are visible pixels in the ground in the new Mario Golf game, but not in World Tour. The game that came before Super Rush, not even to bring up the fact that it's on slightly lesser hardware. The pixels aren't only in the Bowser course though. They inhabit bunkers, sand in the desert course, dirt and water, everywhere that you'll land, because be honest, the first time you played Bowser Highlands, you got bit by the chain drop and got flinged back near some pixelated rocks. Yeah, I see you, Adrian. Remember when I said this game had a 4 to 7 year development cycle? This fact alone really confuses me. The pixels that are in the game literally make no sense for a game that took that long to make. I needed answers. Why were there pixels in Mario Golf Super Rush? I set out to answer this question. And my first stop was 1UP World, the Mario Bros. Discord. They had a Mario Golf channel. They might be able to explain. So I DM'd one of the people there. I said, "Hey, do you know why there are pixels in Mario Golf?" While I waited up for a reply, I thought that I should do some research on my own. I started by simply doing a Google search, pixels in Mario Golf. It seemed that nobody else on the internet had even noticed it. This had me very confused. I mean, this big of an issue, and nobody has noticed it? I don't buy that. So Mario Golf recently got an update, and the update that I'm talking about is the New Dock City update. This update added a new map and Toadette. The first free update added one new map and one new character. Seems a bit lackluster to me. I still have hope though. What's weird about this and why I'm talking about it is the problem at hand. The pixels are so strange in this map. No matter how hard I searched, scoured, and sought after even just one area that has pixels clearly visible to the naked eye, I just couldn't find any. This was perplexing. Why would one course have no pixels to see and the other course decide it was a pixel festival? I now had more questions than answers. As I was pondering the cause of the lack of pixels and why they didn't do that for the other courses, I started to feel like I should give up. Then, I got a spark of hope. A sound rang through my headphones. It was a Discord ping. I stopped my research, and then immediately came to 1UP World, only to see they had a reply. Just then, my stomach lurched, halting me from pressing a channel name to see what had been said. I was doubting that this would do anything, that I wouldn't get a clear answer. What if nobody knew, and it was just a waste of my time? Needless to say, I was very nervous. I gathered up all of my courage and looked into the channel. One member suggested that it might be because of the low resolution that the Switch can support, only going at 720p when handheld. That's a decent idea, but that kind of falls flat when considering the fact that the problem is also present when docked, which can show up 1080p. Then the answer that might have been true showed his face. From Pucci, the game uses a dynamic resolution method to keep a locked frame rate. I had no idea what a dynamic resolution was. So I took my question to the internet. After a few quick searches, I settled on this answer, basically what most of the answers were saying. Dynamic resolution is when the game downscales resolution in favor of having a better frame rate. In simpler terms, game look bad, so game run good. That seemed like it was true. To me, at least. I mean, the game sometimes doesn't look too hot, but it still will consistently be at 60 FPS, which is why the pixels will show up. The resolution takes a dip so often that the textures with pixels are amplified to the max when the game is 1080p. I think that's it. That's the cause. Dynamic resolution. It felt so gratifying to have the clear-cut answer, but there is still one more question. Why did New Dock City look so good? It literally looks like it's two different games. Comparing the same side-by-side view, it might actually be from a different game. That's because I think that the New Dock City from Mario Golf is the same city as Mario Odyssey. Now you may be thinking, yeah, of course they're the same city. Why wouldn't it be? And I'd say that you misunderstood me. By the same city, I mean the exact same cities. Same models, aside from Crazy Cap's doors being closed. Same size, says everything. The only thing that was modified was the golf holes. If this were true, then wouldn't it explain why it looks so much better than the base game's courses? It would also save a lot of time too, just recycling the old textures and models from a game that looked almost the same, if not better, than the game that you're developing for. Honestly, it's amazing. The course looks so much better. It's almost uncanny. Compared to Bonnie Green's or Ridge Rock Lanes, the New Dock course looks so much better. Why can't the whole game be like this? Like, seriously. They literally could have made Super Mario Odyssey Golf with courses from around the kingdoms and they would have made a fortune. But nope. They can't make an amazing game. Would have been so cool to golf around Mount Volblono, Fossil Falls, Bonneton. The works. But instead, the team at Kanoa decided to make a new Mario Golf game from the ground up. Then when they couldn't figure out how dynamic resolution works, they said, what the heck, why isn't this working? They got mad at something they had a direct influence in causing. Instead of fixing it, they freaking used models from a game that had none of the problems that they were facing. Easy workaround, right? Well, no. Because if you use models from a game that already looks great, it kind of goes to show, because it showed that even the devs noticed that the game didn't look very good. Or, on the opposite side of the spectrum, it could be a huge improvement where the creators made the entire city from scratch and made it look as good as the original where it came from. I doubt that though, because ever since Mario Ultra Smash, I hadn't had hope in the series of Mario sports game. It's either lackluster gameplay or pixels. You pick. Strange how a game that plays itself off as so simple has many layers of complexity littered underneath. Still begs the question though, what were they doing in the 4 to 7 years that it took to make the game while they should have been fixing the graphics? Simple. They were designing Toadette. Have you ever seen her move?